So before the video starts, I just want to say that this is a updated guide from the one I did previously, like 4 months ago I think at this point. And hopefully it should contain some information you probably haven't seen, and I hope you guys enjoyed the potato config. So I wanted to go over the most competitive settings for Deadlock, and the settings I personally use to reach Eternal 6. Firstly, I want to go over some in-game settings. The one setting I recommend turning on is quick buy. It basically makes it so as soon as you walk past the shop, you can instantly buy something. So essentially you right click something and you will go to the shop and you can instantly buy it. It's hard to show here because it doesn't work, but you will basically queue up an item and you will buy it as soon as you go to the shop. So this saves you a lot of time if you're laning or like you need to go do something. Let's say you want to go to another lane and you just walk past the shop, it buys for you and you don't have to open here and go and click, essentially. It's very, very important to have this enabled. Next up is keybinds. First of all, you want item casting. You want this on instant cast. This basically makes it so every item you have is gonna get quick casted when you flash it. So let's say you have cursed and you're playing Bebop and you want to hook someone and curse them. If you don't have this, it's going to be very clunky to curse them if you hook them. But if you have quick cast on, you just spam the button and it curses them instantly. The next setting I want to talk about is also for your abilities. You want this on instant cast as well. You basically for like your items and your abilities, you want instant cast to make it as fast as possible when you use your abilities and items. Because you want your abilities and items to go as fast as humanly possible instead of like waiting and clicking like stupid things. Let's say you want to hook someone or like put a bomb on someone, you have to click another button to put the bomb on them, which is kind of stupid. The other thing that I like having is alternate cast mode and press and hold. I kind of like this because it's very, very fast and I have it on 0.15. So let's say you're playing Bebop and you want to put the bomb on yourself, you just hold the key essentially and you bomb yourself. That's all you do. You just hold the key and then you bomb yourself. You can do the same with like Dynamo. You just hold the portal key and you bring the teammate with you. So you hold, you bring teammate. You tap, you go along. That's a good example of that. Where you just hold if you want to go like quick self-cast. And my cancel key is on space because I'm just used to it and having it on space. Other than that, there's not really a lot of other settings in game that you need to change. What I want to talk about next though is the config stuff that makes your game look like this to this. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna right click Deadlock, go to properties, and in start settings you want to copy paste what I have in the description, which is just the start settings, which executes the Autoexec, has a bunch of other things. Like this raw input one basically makes it so you have raw input from your mouse. Very good. You just put that in here, and after that you go into installed files, you go to go through or look through, you hit game, you go to Citadel, CFG, and go to Video.txt and you open this. And down in the description I have another thing that you need to copy paste, but before you do that you need to save your vendor ID and your device ID. You need to copy this and put it into another notepad, just like this. So what you're going to do is basically copy paste whatever I have in the description and just replace this. Boom. So what you're going to do now is you're going to take your device ID and your vendor ID and you're going to basically swap out what's here. Basically do this. Boom. That's all you need to do. Here it's kind of explaining what different things do. Before you do this, here you set your monitor resolution. So I have a 1440p monitor, so I'm going to put my resolution to 25660 to 1440. And then your refresh rate should be your monitor's refresh rate. I have a 360 Hz, so I'm going to put 360 as my refresh rate. Other than that, you don't really need to change anything else there. You're going to press Ctrl S to save this file. Then you're going to go back to the CFG, the folder, you're going to right click, you're going to go to properties, and you're going to put this as writing protection, so the game doesn't overwrite your game. Next up is how you want to set up your Autoexec. You still wouldn't be in the Citadel file or like in the config file. You want to find a random file and you want to copy it. So I'm going to copy this and paste it. Then I'm going to rename it to autoexec.cfg. That's how you do it. I'm not going to do this because I already have an Autoexec, but you're going to rename that and you're going to open the Autoexec. So essentially it's going to be the same context as what you just copied, but you're gonna take all of this and you're gonna delete it. And then you're gonna paste the Autoexec file that's, or like the Autoexec command that's in the description as well. And you just save this and close it. And that's how you set up the Autoexec. Once you've done that, you can pretty much just close everything and start the game. Once we've loaded into the game, you can tell that Ivy looks a bit different compared to what she did at the start. So if I go into Sandbox now and look at Bebop, the game looks quite different from what it was when I was first loaded in. So this is what the game looks like when you're going full potato mode. This is gonna make your FPS drastically improve and your latency improve a lot as well. That happened to me. Next up, I want to talk about some programs that I have running in the background that I usually use. The application that I use is RivetTuner. I can basically add a deadlock and put it at 360 FPS, so it's always capped at 360 instead of using VSync, which is a bad thing. I don't like VSync. Makes my game kind of stutter, but if I use this, my game doesn't stutter. Another thing that I also use is Intelligent Standby List Cleaner. It basically cleans your memory, or like clears your memory, and you also use timer resolution to basically lower your latency again. So this is also another good application. I'll leave it down in the description. Next up, I have another thing called Process Lasso. I'll also leave that in the description, where you can go to active processes, find deadlock, you right click it, and you can set the priority of the CPU priority of deadlock to high. Then you go to power profile and you can use this bits of high performance, which is making it so your game is gonna basically draw a lot of power, whatever. It just makes the game run better. So another thing you need to kind of do is your Nvidia control. If you have an Nvidia GPU, you can go to global settings and then go to program settings under manage 3D settings. So you're gonna add deadlock. You're gonna go to basically texture filtering, put it in the high performance. You're gonna go to VSync. You're gonna disable this. You are gonna go to GPU and select your GPU. You're gonna have put highest available on your refresh rate. Management mode, you put max performance. You go to low latency mode and you put this on. If you put it in ultra, it can cause some issues. That's why I use on instead of ultra. And that's about everything you really need to do in Nvidia control panel to basically improve FPS there. I could go into overclocking, but you shouldn't really do that unless you know what you're doing. Another thing I like doing is adjusting my color settings and putting the digital vibrance to like 60 or 70 to make my game look a bit more colorful. Another thing you could do is you could go to go to game bin Win64 and you could go to deadlock and right click, go to properties, go to compatibility and deactivate full screen optimizations. You can also do this. You could also go to your Windows settings and turn on game mode. Basically deactivate stuff in the background if you have this. So you just type game mode and game mode and you put it on to basically disable shit in the background. Yeah, I think that's about it, everything. Hopefully your game experience becomes better. Leave a like and a sub and I'll catch you guys later. Bye bye, love you all.